In this video, we are forecasting a multi-day severe weather outbreak and a potential regional tornado outbreak. The Storm Prediction Center has put out an enhanced risk of severe weather for tomorrow and a rare day 3 moderate risk for Tuesday. This is not a drill. You need to listen up as we dive into the details of this very concerning forecast. Welcome back, y'all. Ryan Hall here with the weather forecast. Once again, we've been talking about this for a while, but things are about to get real busy, and every day it looks like it's going to be busier and busier. So this is one of those videos where I'm really going to ask you guys to share. Put this on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It doesn't matter to me, but I am almost certain that someone somewhere out there is going to be impacted by a tornado, and possibly even a very strong one, over the next several days. And we have the unique ability to reach a wide audience here. So once again, thank you guys for sharing, and let's get right into the details. All right, today actually looks pretty quiet as we build up to this really active period. Things are going to get more and more unsettled as we go forward, but if we start off looking at the future radar here at 2 p.m. today, not a lot going on out there. We got some leftover rain showers in the northeast, mixing with a little bit of snow, and then also some snow over here in Montana down through Utah. Here we are at 1 a.m. We've still got some snow showers out here now in Wyoming down through Colorado, and we've got a new area of rain and snow entering the northwest. Nothing really significant going on here, but what's happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere, that trough that we've been watching for ever now, is doing work to bring up some of this moisture, and it's going to combine that with the cold air that we've been seeing in the form of snow over here in Denver now, by the way, at 9 a.m. When they combine, we're going to see a bona fide storm system producing heavy rain and snow for a lot of places in the southern and central portion of the U.S. And this thing is really going to start spinning as it rides the jet stream ejection off to the north and east as we go forward, and it's going to cause all kinds of problems in the meantime, including a multi-day severe weather outbreak down here, which you can already see on the simulated radar there what that could look like. It does look like it's going to be very, very active. So let's dive into this day by day and really analyze each risk area. All right, so this is for tomorrow, Monday, March 21st. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather, a 3 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. This includes Austin and Houston and areas just to the south of Dallas and everywhere in between. This is actually mainly driven by the hail risk, where we do have a 30% chance of damaging hail in the red areas there. And then you see this little black outline, that's significant damaging hail, possibly some baseballs falling from the sky during this event. Also, tornadoes are a big driving factor in this risk. Everyone in the yellow here is in that 10% risk of a tornado, and then there's a little highlighted area inside of that with, once again, a hatched risk or a significant risk of tornadoes, meaning that not only do we have the chance of seeing tornadoes, but we have the chance of seeing big tornadoes that could cause EF2 or greater damage. So obviously, if you're watching this right now, you need to start preparing immediately. You got to have a plan in place, guys. Remember, mobile homes are a no-go. Make sure you have somewhere else to go just in case that tornado warning comes through tomorrow. And even if you're in a well-built house here, you can't be in the top floor. I wouldn't even be in an interior room upstairs. The perfect place to be is going to be right here in the middle of your house. A lot of people have interior bathrooms. You want to get in there and barricade yourself with as many walls as possible between you and the tornado. And close to this shelter right now, you need to have helmets. Sounds ridiculous, I know, but it could save your life. You need to make sure you have a good pair of shoes. You might have to walk over glass and nails and all kinds of nasty stuff, so don't get caught in a nader with your PJs on. And also, obviously, a fully charged phone, tablet, and hopefully a backup battery. Also, go ahead and write your plan down. Know step by step exactly what you're going to do if and when a tornado warning is issued. Let's encourage everybody to do this by sending me pictures or videos or whatever you want to, just something documenting how you are preparing for this storm. If you've got helmets, if you've got a designated shelter, if you've got your plan typed out and hanging on the fridge, send that picture to me and I'll share it on social media, and we'll try to encourage everybody to do this. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or pics at ryanhallyall.com. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, so let's go over the timing and impacts here. What can you expect, when you can expect it? Here we are around 1 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. We are going to start to see storms fire up, okay? Some of these could end up being tornadic, but the good news is, like I mentioned yesterday, that there's going to be so many storms pop up that it's going to be hard for one of them to really root up and take all of the energy in the atmosphere that it needs to produce a tornado. So maybe we won't see a widespread outbreak here, but still, all of these storms need to be watched right around noon or 1 p.m. And look, they become more intense and more numerous as we go throughout the day. Now, a lot of this goes up into northern Texas and into Oklahoma as well, but it's important to note that these will likely just be heavy rain showers with some thunder. We're not looking for the tornado threat to extend all the way up to Oklahoma City. However, look at this. this. We've got new supercells forming here around 5 p.m. west of Dallas, north of San Antonio, and these more than likely will end up being the main event. These things are going to pop up. They're going to cause big time problems with hail. And look at this, guys. By 7 p.m. from Dallas all the way down into southern Texas, we might have a full-on line of embedded supercells. Every single one of these storms will have the opportunity to have, once again, baseball-size hail and potentially tornadoes that could cause EF2 damage or greater. Keep that in mind as these storms will continue to progress off to the north and to the east. And look, we are also trying to see some discrete cells pop up in front of the main line here. Now, once we get to around 10, 11 o'clock, this is really going to try to become linear. And by this point, the tornado threat is still there, but it's starting to go down, and we're really worried about straight line damaging winds, heavy rain, flash flooding, and stuff like that. And here's the full progression of that. Once again, two main areas to watch: the supercells that pop up out in front of the line and the supercells that are embedded inside the line. I always say don't be scared, be prepared, but this is certainly something that would be scary if you weren't prepared. But the threat intensifies even more as this goes further east. Let's talk about that now. All right, here's another look at that rare day 3 moderate risk outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This includes Jackson, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, all the way down into Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Everyone in the red here, and even everyone in the orange and the yellow, you have to be hyper weather aware on Tuesday, okay? And if you're confused about the outlooks and slight, enhanced, moderate, marginal, I don't blame you. I don't like the way this is worded. I think that it could be done much better. However, just so you understand what we're talking about here, a moderate risk of severe weather is a 4 out of 5. They only go with a 5 or a high risk in very rare instances where it looks like something really, really bad is going to happen. So the moderate risk means that widespread severe storms are likely, long-lived, widespread, and intense storms. And in this case, we're talking about tornadoes. So here are the ingredients behind that moderate risk. Here's why we think it's going to be intense. Here we are Monday evening. You can see that trough, how we're really starting to dig up that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. That situation is going to continue to persist and actually get more intense as we get into the Tuesday time frame. You can see here those 500 millibar winds are really kicking. And then additionally, closer to the surface, the 850 millibar winds, or the lower level jet stream, is also pretty intense over here, and it's very likely due to the other parameters behind this storm. We're going to have surface-based supercells, and when the tops of those start interacting with this, they're going to spin like tops. And look, if we put all of the nadir juice ingredients together and we put it on a scale from 1 to 10, we are pretty much off the charts through a lot of this area by the time we get to 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Those deeper, darker reds and purples and blues you see there, in those areas, according to this model, conditions are absolutely ripe to drop tornadoes. And don't pay too close attention to the exact placement here. Just know that everyone down here is at risk of seeing a tornado. And thankfully, before we get into the overnight period, probably around 8 or 9 p.m., it does look like the tornado threat is going to diminish a little bit. But look, it does continue into Wednesday a little bit as we still have a risk of severe weather for that time period as well. All right, last but not least, we have that slight risk of severe weather on the day 4 outlook for Wednesday over here on the southeastern portion of the United States. Once again, looking at those 850 millibar winds, this carries all the way over to the East Coast, but you can see that it actually becomes quite a bit weaker, especially once we enter the prime time daylight heating opportunity window there. A lot of the energy associated with this storm is going to be kind of fizzling away, okay? So I don't think that this East Coast risk over here, I really don't think that we're going to see a tornado outbreak or moderate risks or anything like that. I could be wrong, but as of right now, this does look less significant. Nevertheless, not every storm has to be a moderate or high risk for you to pay attention to it, so certainly be weather aware over there on the East Coast. It looks like around noon, we're going to see those strong storms take place from South Carolina all the way down through the Florida Panhandle, and of course, straight line damaging winds, hail, and the isolated tornado or two are going to be possible down here, okay? But that's pretty much it. I'll have more on this in the future. Obviously, right now, it makes a lot more sense to focus intensely on our more imminent threats. So once again, the plan is to go live tomorrow, probably around noon or 1 p.m., and then stay live until the threat's over, maybe even around midnight. So please subscribe right now and turn notifications on and spread the word, letting everybody know that I'm going to be live with non-stop coverage of this. And then, of course, also on Tuesday, we're going to be live more than likely for 12 hours straight, making sure we cover that moderate risk as a tornado outbreak is looking likely. A huge shout out to all of our members over here. Thank you guys for your continued support. Look at me. Follow me on Twitter. I want you to follow me on Twitter right now. If you haven't done it, go do it right now. It's the second best place to follow me. Everybody that follows me on YouTube and enjoys what I do here should go follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active with those rapid fire updates. You don't have to use your real name. You don't have to use your real photo. You don't have to do any of that. Just follow me. You won't regret it. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.